Hey, I was just chatting with a fellow therapist the other day, and she was on the fence about upgrading her treatment room. She told me she's been using a folding table for years, but every client complains that the surface feels too hard after an hour of work, and the last thing she wants is to keep buying replacement pads. I get that hesitation. You're spending good money on a piece of furniture that's going to be in the room day in and day out, and the last thing you want is to end up with something that looks great on the box, but turns into a headache. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Master Massage Extra Wide 31-inch Spamaster stationary table is positioned as the kind of all-in-one solution you'd see in high-end spas, but it's also being marketed to physical therapists, chiropractors, and even tattoo artists who need a sturdy, comfortable platform. The first thing I thought about was the real-world workflow in a busy clinic. You have clients coming in for 60-minute sessions, you're moving from one room to the next, and you need a table that doesn't wobble when you shift weight, that can support a range of body types, and that lets you keep your tools organized without a scavenger hunt. That's where the design choices on this model start to matter. Let's talk about the frame. It's built from solid mahogany hardwood, which is more than just a fancy name. It actually means the table can take a lot of weight without creaking. I've seen cheaper frames made from particle board that start to loosen after a few months, especially when you add the extra equipment that comes with a spa setup. The mahogany gives you a solid, almost set-in-stone feel, so you can lean over a client without worrying about the legs shifting. The downside: mahogany is a heavier wood, so the table is not something you'll be moving around the house. If you're looking for a portable option that you can roll out to a client's home, this isn't it. It's meant to stay put, which is fine for a permanent treatment room, but a deal breaker for anyone who needs a mobile solution. Comfort is the next big factor. The Spamaster comes with a 3-inch memory foam cushion that's covered in a vinyl surface. That thickness is enough to give a noticeable give when a client lies down, but it's not so soft that you lose the firm support you need for deep tissue work. In my own experience with a similar memory foam layer, the cushion conforms to the body just enough to relieve pressure points on the shoulders and hips, which is a huge plus for clients who spend a lot of time on the table for facial or laser treatments. The vinyl cover is also easy to wipe down between clients, which is a practical win for hygiene. What you won't get, though, is the kind of plush, hotel-style padding you might find on a luxury massage chair. If your clientele expects a cloud-like experience for every session, you might need an additional topper. One of the more subtle but valuable features is the built-in shelf that runs the length of the table. It's positioned just above the cushion, giving you a place to lay oils, hot stones, or even a tablet for client entertainment. I've watched a few therapists use the shelf to keep their hand tools within arm's reach, which cuts down on the time spent reaching under the table or walking back to a separate cart. For a tattoo artist, that shelf can hold a small lamp and a tray of inks, keeping the work area tidy. The catch is that the shelf is fixed in height. You can't lower it if you have a particularly tall client who needs more headroom. It works for most body sizes, but it's something to keep in mind if you regularly treat very tall individuals. Now, who should actually consider buying this table? If you run a small to medium-sized spa, a chiropractic office, or a permanent tattoo studio, and you have a dedicated treatment room where the table can stay stationary, this model checks a lot of boxes. The extra-wide 31-inch surface accommodates larger clients without them feeling cramped, and the sturdy mahogany frame can handle the weight of a 250-plus pound client without sagging. It also comes with a few accessories, a face cradle, an armrest, and a handheld strap that make it ready to go out of the box, which saves you the hassle of hunting down extra parts. If you're just starting out and need a reliable, professional-looking table without spending a fortune on a custom build, this could be a solid entry point. On the flip side, there are clear reasons to walk away. First, if you're a mobile therapist who travels to clients' homes, the weight and lack of wheels make this table impractical. Second, if your budget is extremely tight, the mahogany frame will be one of the pricier parts of the purchase, and you might find a laminate or metal frame that does the job.